Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to my weekly card reading. And this spread will cover February 24th to March 2nd. So I have no idea how this is going to unfold. I feel like I'm supposed to open up space with talking about feelings. So we are in a pre-retrograde stage, and the Mercury retrograde will start on March 5th, and it'll basically go for all of March. And I say that with endearment and excitement and curiosity. So I will do a Mercury retrograde reading specific to the retrograde energy when we drop into it. So I will have my weekly reading on Sunday next week, and then midweek at some point I will do a retrograde and get more of a grasp of the energy when we're in it. And I have to say, I feel like, so the word stillness keeps coming up for me. Now, I have to say, personally, I've been still for months. My stillness and hibernation started in August, and I am just now coming out of that phase. I tend to experience things before the collective. So that's where I want to share with you. This retrograde for some of you may be intense, but it's all good. And if you can prepare and you're aware, it lessens the impact and speeds up the recovery process. So I feel like this reading is supposed to be about feelings and support this week in preparation for the retrograde. Remember, the retrograde is about communication, it's about travel, it's about communication, electronics, like computer work. And I feel like March is supposed to embody the energy of stillness. So many of us are tapping into the inner wisdom within, and we're separating from all the external stuff that brought us the false illusion of happiness or joy or inner peace, whether it was through food or alcohol or entertainment, TV, music, unhealthy music, I guess. Music that brings up drama and anger is what I mean. Movies that bring up drama and anger. And I feel like we're tapping into or being called to go within, this inner stillness within. And so I pulled out, I wanted to start with the Soul Journey cards. These are really tapping into an essence of feelings. So I put this deck out first, and we're going to go from here. And then my intention is, again, I don't know what the pathway will be, and I don't know how it's going to unfold. Usually I get a feeling and I have a strong guidance, but I feel like the universe is like, we're going to take you on a ride. So let's go with it, because, you know, my mantra is flexibility is fun. So the cards that I have out that I could possibly use are the Archangel Oracle cards, Healing with the Angels, Angel Prayers, Angels of Abundance, and finally, Daily Guidance from Angels. I chose more angel decks because angels are a very loving presence. They're a beautiful guide, and I feel like they're going to be helping us shake things up. So here's what I feel, friends. I feel like there may be many of you in the collective who feel like something's coming, or so the image that I get is, you know, if you've ever had a cold and it was in your chest and it was almost like nothing was moving. It's almost like having a chest cold and your cough is like dry and it's stagnant and it's stuck. I feel like a lot of people are in that energy. And I feel like this retrograde, oh my God, I just looked at my time clock and it was 4:44 angels. So man, so if that's not, I'm on track. I feel like the retrograde that's coming is going to be like taking Mucinex and breaking everything up. So when everything's being broken up and it's coming up, it's in those moments that you absolutely need the most nurturing, gentle, loving energy around you. So March might be a time to hibernate or separate from. It might be a cocoon space for some of you, and really limiting how you're interacting. Maybe it'll be a time to learn. Remember, it's about communication and being guided to that space. I guess I don't see a lot of movement, because with the retrogrades, it creates disruption in travel, and so many of us just want to go. So I feel like I need to say that, you know, if you're doing something and it's not working out, March is kind of just like a timeout period. So don't worry, it will pick back up, and when it does, it'll be like a slingshot. Like the energy is being pulled back right now, and then it's only a matter of time before the energy releases and it goes flying forward. So make sure you're going in the direction of your dreams. All right, so that being said, let me get my wires out of the way here, and let me start with the Soul's Journey Lessons card. Okay, so what is the primary feeling or the emotion? I don't know if I'm loving this light. Okay, what is the primary emotion or feeling we need to know about, focus on, work with? Okay. Ha! Relationships. All right, let's pause there and let me open up space with an opening prayer. So I want to invite in all our guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, all holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for us today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for our best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. I'm also going to ask that the messages that come through, they come through loud and clear for all of us. Relationships, friends. All right. So the message of the card says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So this is the flower of life pattern. It is very high vibrational energy, and just even sitting with this energy alone, it feels very maternal. It feels very nurturing. And I have to tell you, there is a big shakeup. There's a big shakeup with relationships, with significant others, with family, with friends. And so there's been this energy of like loneliness, but we're also unplugging from again, external forces and being asked to go within, connecting with the divine. So the retrograde or this week, relationship stuff might come up. A lot of people I know have already been doing a lot of inner work with relationships. Okay. So here's the start. Let's start here. Let me pull an archangel. All right, archangels. What message, what angel wants to work with us this week in connection to feelings and relationships? What angel wants to assist? Let's see. Okay. Let's go with this one. Angel Sandalphon, gifts from God. So his message is, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. So here's what I'm getting. I want to say, and this may not be for everybody, remember it's a general reading. So I feel like some of you this week may meet somebody. Or you may be presented or gifted with something or told something. And it says, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. I feel like knowledge and wisdom, or even a person, may be coming to you. This could be a mentor. It could be a guide. It could be a romantic relationship. So those of you who have been doing a lot of inner work on relationships, clearing, purging, releasing, I feel like for you guys, maybe this energy is saying that God is sending somebody into your life to support you. I feel like there's a lot with this energy. I also feel like if you've been in a space of needing help and support, I feel like Sandalphon is saying, say the word and we'll send in support and help. Sometimes we fall into this trap of, I can do it myself, I can make it happen, I can handle it. And I feel like Sandalphon is saying, like, you don't have to, that God will send people, places, things, even ideas through your intuition that can support you. So the idea of support is coming up with relationships too. Maybe you're in a relationship and you're not feeling supported. Maybe you want to be in a relationship where you feel support. And I feel like this week in this pre-retrograde stage is about clearing and bringing things up to surface. So this week, you're going to really need to be gentle on yourself, be mindful of your feelings and your emotions around relationships. Some of you, it might be coworkers. So the sleeper energy, those are the people who are not awakened, and they're not bad, because I was certainly a sleeper for a lot of years. But they're in a split place of they're in a place of fear. And reaching out to external forces and really kind of latching on to people of the light. So they might cause drama, it might be negative. And again, I'm not labeling it as a bad thing, because for those people that are in that space, it is part of their journey and their pathway to enlightenment or awakening or shifting to the vibration of the planet that's calling them. So I feel like there's a lot of messages. So please take in what resonates and dump what's left over or it doesn't resonate, because there's so much happening here. I feel like, again, this is a loaded week. There might be disruptions, things breaking up, maybe people coming back that you haven't heard from in a while. With regards to relationships, so it could be parents, it could be friends. I can tell you, those of you who are watching this video, it is not for you to reach out and try to force something this week or make something happen. So if you've separated or you've shifted or you've set a boundary and have been firm about it, this is not telling you to reach out, open up that door, check on. But this is also saying that you may hear from those people. Let me get some more clarity on this. So this is my healing angels. Let's see. I hope this is resonating. Okay, let's go with this one. Abundance. Yep, so I feel like this card is also saying, again, gifts from God, healthy relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good, gifts from God, abundance. And I feel like these are messages that are coming as you pull back, as you create space for yourself to be gentle and nurturing, abundance flows in. So abundance doesn't always just come with prosperity, but it also comes from having like invitations to go out with friends and have a good time. It comes along with gatherings, loving people. So remember, we're in the year of the Earth Pig, and for me, I've been getting just things that are lucky, like things have been happening or things have been coming up, and I'm like, yep, I'm in the flow. I'm a lucky person and all these cool things are happening. So I feel like the abundance card is saying, God is saying, let us in, let us offer you this abundance. But for some of you, it may mean you have to change course. And there's a different pathway to abundance. It's interesting because I pulled out the abundance angels cards too. So this I feel like this week is in the pre-retrograde is to be part of the shakeup. So after the retrograde, I believe all of us, a lot of us who are in this flow and the energy will drop into the abundance and flow. So those of you who are planning, planning and creating and designing and learning and acquiring, I feel like if you've been doing this, then this week and going into the retrograde, I'm asking for you to take a time out, to not necessarily be working towards and making things happen, but use it as a time out to recharge. And I feel like this is saying this is what's coming if you allow yourself to do that. Some of you may be more tired. Some of you may feel less patient and irritable. And it's not always, especially for empaths, it's not always you. It's part of the collective and the energy that's around you. So I see a lot of I see a lot of timeouts. I see a lot of sleep and a lot of rest. But I feel like God is saying, this is what's coming. This is what's coming. So the world might seem disruptive or chaotic or disorganized through March. And again, this is not doom and gloom. This is not a premonition of, oh my God, all these bad things are going to happen. This is not what that's about. It's about preparing you and breaking up anything that's stagnant so that you can be in flow and again, be in that flexible place and honor the energy and the space that you're in. All right, so let me pull an abundance card. So since we're already in the abundance energy, what else do we need to know this week? Abundance angels. Oop, that one fell out. That was quick. Visualize abundance in all forms. Okay, so it says, God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. So with law of attraction and manifesting, they say your thought, whatever's going on in your life right now, good, bad, or indifferent, is a product of your thoughts. It's a product of what's on your mind and the thoughts and the energy that you're putting out there. So the more I pull these cards, the more I'm seeing as we go into this retrograde period, this hibernation place, this rest, this recharge, this timeout, whatever you want to call it. These are the things that you could be doing in that space. Visualize abundance in all forms, whatever that means to you. So I do it, I visualize and I send out that energy actively when it comes into my life. So I'm very mindful when I'm feeling joy, inner peace, happiness, love, support, abundance, joy, you know, all those good things. So when they happen throughout my day, I'll pause in that feeling and say, God, bring me more of this in my life or something even better. If somebody lets you go at a stop sign, if somebody holds a door for you, if somebody brings you a coffee, somebody gives you a gift, or somebody offers you kind words, receive that. That's that part of receiving. See, open your arms to receive. The universe is sending you loving energy externally coming to you. But if you're resisting and you're like, oh no, it's no big deal. Oh no, I don't need this. Oh no, thank you. And you're resisting. Nope, I don't need any help. Well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have those feelings of like, why doesn't anyone help me? Why do I have to do it all on my own? So I feel like Sandalphon, and Sandalphon's also the angel of music too. So some of you this week might get words of wisdom through music. You might hear a song, you might hear a song on the radio that will all of a sudden strike you as exactly what you need to hear, even if it's a song you haven't heard for a long time. I have a playlist. I have a few playlists on my YouTube channel. I have a love playlist, so it's got all love music that I love. And then I have a motivation playlist, so it's like empowering, uplifting music. Then I have a spiritual playlist, and it's spirituality and God and Jesus and a lot of like K-love music. And then I have just body healing music. And so what I'll do is when I need love from the divine, or I feel like I need to be filled up with love and I'm having a hard time doing it myself, I will go to my playlist and I will just hit random, or like I think it's called random or mix or whatever. And I'll ask the universe to play me a song, and then I'll hit that random button. I think that's what it's called. And I'll just wait to hear what song it is, and I'll just sit and listen to it. So that's my way I can kind of play with the universe in that sense. So I feel like this week the universe is saying, as you time out, as you rest and recharge, put the luggage down, put the baggage down, get out of your head with have-tos and shoulds and figure things out and problem solving. And the best you can is give yourself a rest and go within your heart and in your body. Visualize abundance in all forms, meaning where do you want to be and how do you want to feel? So sometimes I have a hard time with this. If I don't have the experience, it's hard for me to invoke that feeling within. So I talk to God a lot, my friends. I talk to God. I connect my heart to the heart of the Father. I call in Jesus and all my guardian angels and guides, and I ask them to fill me up and to show me abundance. I ask them to create images for me that will bring peace and joy. Again, God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes a reality. So even if you sit down and you visualize $100 bill, just imagine the $100 bill in your head, and then see, it's kind of like, and then see like, so imagine you have like $100 bill. And then imagine that it spreads out and there's another $100 bill and another $100 bill and another $100 bill and so on and so forth. And then imagine that you're sitting there with multiple $100 bills and allow that energy to fill you up. How fun to sit down with $100 bills. If you actually have multiple $100 bills, or even $50 bills, those are fun too. I love to play with $50 bills and $100 bills and call in the universe and saying, God, send me hundreds, send me 50s. And I just love playing with them. It's just a fun energy. But I have to say, somebody who was raised in a lack vibration, that was difficult for me for a long time. Where now I see $100 bills as fun and playful, and it's almost like crystals come to me, $100 bills come to me. Now, obviously, they go in the bank, and they get spent. And people can give me money in all different ways, whether it's check, whether it's a cash, whether it's credit card. But $100 bills are so fun to play with. So start there. Start with a $100 bill and just imagine and just let the $100 bill fill you up to overflowing with its fun energy. Think about all the things you can do with a $100 bill, right? All the play things you can do. Maybe you go to the movies. Maybe you buy an outfit or a shirt. Maybe you go sit in a coffee shop, spend a little money. Maybe you donate it, or maybe you share it with somebody. So this is what I mean about visualization. I feel like this is going to be a time period to pull back. Try not to do much. I should say, try not to force things. You might get this motivation to get something done. Do that. So the retrograde is a time to clear out what you've been procrastinating on and putting off. I have signed contracts in retrogrades. I have traveled on planes in retrograde. So don't listen to any of that fear or that drama that says, don't do those things. I think it's baloney. I think it's the energy that you put into it. But no, there can be hiccups. There can be bumps. So give yourself some extra time. If you're flying within March, give yourself some extra time and get to the airport. Check in and make sure the flights are on time. Be prepared. Know where you're going. Dot your I's and cross your T's. That's what you can do during this time. If you're signing contracts, really just kind of go over it with a fine-tooth comb. So sometimes in the retrogrades we miss things because the energy is intense. So just kind of slow down and just take your time with things. If you're reviewing things, if you're sending out emails, just take your time with it. Again, it's all part of the pullback. The slingshot goes back. And again, a lot of us are impatient. A lot of us like to move and keep doing things, and that's where the challenges come up. So play with the universe, play with abundance and the energy energy and what it looks like. If it's a relationship, let's go back to the beginning. If this is a relationship that you're manifesting or creating and you're in that space, visualize the things like how you want to feel in a relationship. Think about the people that are in your life now. So I have some really, really great people in my life. I am truly blessed. I have wonderful clients. I have really good friends, really good mentors. But I have to say, January of last year, of 2018, I was very lonely. I realized that I didn't really have a close network of people, and the people that I was with were just draining. Again, it's not a judgment about them. It was my lack of boundaries. So I take ownership for that. And so last year I committed to deepening my relationships. To be honest, I've been such a loner. I didn't even really know how to be a good friend. I didn't know how to be, I could give things to people and I could tell them things. I could support them in that way. But there was another whole dynamic that I was missing. It was really getting out of codependent relationships and getting into interdependent relationships where we're loving and supporting each other. So I asked God to send me in loving, kind friendships in my life. And I can tell you now, and going into March, I look back and I'm like, man, God did good. I've got really great people in my life, and it's something that I value and I treasure and I've energetically worked for. So I'm very appreciative of it. So this could be the space of going into that connection, finding your people, your community, your network. So again, it's not in a period to do anything right now, but to be in that space, and how do those things feel? What else do I want to do? So let me do an angel prayer. What prayer do the angels have for us this week? Spiritual support. I love when they back me up and they validate the messages I'm channeling. So it says, "Dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow to become more spiritually aware." Wow. And again, look at her. What is she doing? She is pausing. She's bringing her awareness to her heart center, and she's channeling and connecting with her guardian angels and guides. I'm telling you, friends, this week is not going to be a week of action or doing. We're going into a month of real hibernating and really just unplugging. Some of you may be guided to turn off the TV and stay away from the external world. If things are happening in the news and the media and it's making you anxious and angry and scared, that is not a healthy place to be. It just doesn't support, especially for earth angels. It just does not help you. You really have to be protective. So I feel like the angels are coming in saying, we're your source of abundance. We're here to spiritually support you. If you're in, again, a dynamic of relationships, there are people out there, you're leaving unhealthy relationships. You're getting out and you're making the changes. So if you're doing that, the universe is saying, call on us. Again, this reading is very unique. And again, I didn't understand how it was going to unfold because I didn't realize, I didn't really get how I was pulling cards and how I was being guided to. Even if this message is for one person, it's powerful. So spiritual support, the universe is saying, go within. If there are meditation groups out there, or if there are classes that you're guided to help, if you're guided to go to for spiritual support, again, book a reading with me. If you're feeling how do I want to describe it? If you're feeling like you think you know, but you're not sure if you know, you're feeling like you need something, if you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling stuck, this would be a powerful time to get some spiritual support or guidance. You could even go to cards yourself. But I feel like this is, again, the dynamic that they're saying, so she's going within here. She's got this beautiful energy that she's sitting with, it's almost like looking at a divine energy. This energy is looking up at the divine with, again, open, like, so look at these pictures. It's like an open cup and gifts. It's like open to receiving here. Abundance, of course, is receiving. And then this, too, is she's open to receiving. The message, too, was about receiving. What else do I want to say? Another message that I'm getting is as you move through this year, you're going to look back and your life will probably look very different. Maybe some of you will be in different locations. Maybe some of you have moved and you're creating new friendships. Maybe some of you are in new places, and if you're feeling alone or you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to start again, I feel like the universe is saying, hey, this is all coming to you. But it's coming in the place of spiritual support. You know, God and the angels needs to be your, God, the divine, angels, guardians, whatever resonates with you needs to be your primary. And that's what's happening right now. So let's finish with daily guidance. Daily guidance. What message do you have for us this week? Blessings in disguise. I've always loved this card. So it says, what appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. It says, trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. Yeah, friends, this is a shake-up. Again, those images that I was getting in the beginning is like things have been stuck or stagnant, things needed to change, things needed to shift. It's probably in relationships. That stuff is, there's a lot going on with relationships right now. In all dynamics. The Earth Angel Collective is clearing and shifting and processing old beliefs, old ways of doing things from our parents and our grandparents and the generations and ancestral stuff. We're getting a lot of these old paradigms coming up. I mean, obviously you can see it in the social media and the political world and healthcare system and the education system, corporate system. I mean, all those old paradigms are just being broken down. So especially if any of you are in those fields, definitely call on the angels for spiritual support. Visualize the health and the peace, beautiful working environments, because that all stuff is being shaken up and it is all connected with relationships. So there may be a lot of pushing and pulling, pushing and shoving from the universe this week. And so I feel like that's where so many of you are just being asked to pull back, to go within. And so often I say, the moment you realize that life is happening for you and not against you, everything changes. So some of you may be going through a difficult time right now. Some of you may be having challenges. Again, look at this meditative place, this place of contemplation. She's looking outward. Some of you may be in that space where you're looking for answers, and the universe is saying it's got to come from within. Spiritual support, spiritual guidance is going to help you. So the angel numbers are 444. God's numbers are 0, 0, 0, 0. Some of you may be seeing ones, which is about new beginnings. Nines is another number of completion that keeps coming up. And so where's this card? So some of you, if you've been going through difficult situations and experiences, I feel like the universe is saying it's a blessing in disguise. Trust us. Trust in the divine, that life is happening for you and not against you. So some of you, if there's something that you need to be said or things need to be broken up, if you're fed up and you're like, that's it, that's what's going to happen during the retrograde. Feelings are going to come up. I can't even tell you. It's so important to have mentors and coaches and guides to support you on your journey. And remember, you want to go to people who are doing their own inner work. So this may be, these next few weeks may be a great time to have some energy work done. Some IET, which is an emotional release and clearing. So I do IET. It's very therapeutic. and I dig. I go right to the root of the blocks and the walls and the conditioning, and I will pull it right out. I will tell you the people that are in your vibration. I will tell you the experiences from childhood, and we'll just get into it with the angels. So if you're feeling that stagnant and you're feeling like nothing's just breaking up and you're feeling stuck, get some energy work. Of course, you don't have to come to me. There's some amazing healers out there, and trust that the universe will guide you where you need to be or where you need to go. If you're feeling like just tired and depleted and you just can't recharge, Reiki is great for that. It fills you up to overflowing. It puts the body at a rested state so that you can, so that the body heals itself. Again, divine guidance is a great session. Or really, guys, you know, just kind of sit with creating space and meditating. God, I feel like there's so much. I have to go back and listen to this myself. I feel like there's so much here. I'm feeling fragmented. I'm feeling like the messages were kind of all over. But I feel like that's the energy of the collective right now. Fragmented all over. And again, as we reintegrate the energy of true love back on the planet, we're calling back all those fragmented pieces. We're calling back all the energy that we've been giving in and expending on everybody else. And we're calling that to be whole and complete. It's kind of like a funnel. It's like all that energy is coming in, and it's like just kind of streaming down. Yeah, so I want to pull, do I want to pull one more card? I feel like I want to go back to Soul's Journey. I feel like I want to go back to the Soul's Journey. Let's just put these here. We started with relationships. I feel like I want to pull one more. Okay, so what are we working towards? After all this, what are we moving towards? I think that's the energy that I want to put out there. What, after all this timeout, this break, this shifting, this breaking up, what are we moving towards? Let's go with this one. Courage. I love it. It says, I find the inner strength to face the fear with confidence. Wow, it's so beautiful. God, look at, see, circle energy. We have the purple and the yellow. So purple is a very spiritual vibration. Yellow is about empowerment in the solar plexus. Again, I feel like we've got this divine energy. It's no coincidence that these cards like begin and end with the same vibration. So of course the circle energy is the God vibration. It's infinity. It's ever flowing. So this gift of courage, I feel instead of slinging the sword, carrying the sword and shield, let God walk before you. As much as you can, turn your attention to this divine power, whether it's Jesus's energy, whether it's God, source, creator, that higher power, whatever that is to you. Practice as much as you can, turning your attention to that highest vibration of unconditional love, whether you do it through meditation, on the road, calling on guides for the guides for assistance. We're moving towards this courage to really face our fears and embark on a journey of like the path of least resistance. Wow, that was awesome. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Ooh, so I'll tell you, friends, things are breaking up. If you're tired of slinging the sword, you always feel like you're on the defense, if you're always feeling like you've got to watch your back and there's all this stuff coming at you, call on God. Ask God to support you, encourage you, uplift you so that you're moving forward with grace and ease, but with confidence. I've had to do that over the last couple years in the work that I do. Of course, obviously, my work is very non-traditional. A lot of people don't get it, although the beautiful thing is a lot more people are getting it. So I really had to be courageous and follow my heart and trust God, and now look at me. You know, I have really beautiful practice, and you know, I do have a blessed life. That does not mean I don't have my own challenges and hiccups and bumps, but I am on my way because I know that I am surrounded and guided by this force and protected from the higher wisdom, from the higher guides. And you are too. That's where the spiritual support message came in. And this is where your abundance comes from Sandalphon. It comes from the divine. You know, and all these challenges that you've been through are a blessing. And the point of all of it, courage. Wow. I love it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to close space by thanking all of your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, all holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done, in mind, body, spirit, and emotions in all ways. All right, friends, have a great week. And as always, if you'd like to book an appointment with me, make a donation to my channel, connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. I'll put all the links in the description below. And if you haven't heard it yet today, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. Thank you so much for watching, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.